Welcome back to Brownlow Books. It is a Monday. It is review time. It is The Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk. Now, this is the first time I am reviewing a book by someone whose book I have already reviewed on this channel. Even though I knew the end, you can go back and look at that. Same author and vastly different books. Like, what happened here? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just very different. Because even though I knew the end was sort of this like 40s supernatural noir kind of thing, and The Midnight Bargain is this like Regency feminist fantasy. So yes, very basics of it. Beatrice Claiborne is magical and wants to be a mage and not have to get married, because when you get married, you lose your magic. And women aren't really supposed to be doing magic to begin with, but people value them for their magical abilities. It's fucked up. So she does not want to get married, but her family has fallen on hard times, and so she must secure a good match. A fruitful match. And so that's the very basis of the book. She goes searching for a book that will help her teach magic, or teach herself magic, I guess, a specific thing that she's looking for. Well, in the bookstore, she runs into, how do I say this? Isbetta and Ianthe? I don't know if I'm saying those right. Siblings from another kingdom who are also looking for that book, because Isbetta also wants to do magic. And everything unfolds from there, as you would expect a Regency romance to. Yeah, I'm baffled by this book. I love it. I love it. I'll say that. It feels like, it kind of feels like Bridgerton the show, where it's all this, like, opulence and, like, everyone's kind of mixed together. It doesn't really matter. You know, there is all these international things in this, but, like, it's not just England, you know? So, yes. Very, very Regency. The descriptions of the gowns and the food and the balls and, like, the houses and all that kind of stuff is just, like, so Shondaland Bridgerton Netflix insanity. But then, like, throw in this magical world that gets revealed just ever so perfectly throughout it. Like, you think you're done the world building, and then, like, the littlest thing will be said, and you're just like, did I know that already? I don't think I knew that already. So, like, the magic world building is quite lovely. All these different places that all these people are coming from, and, like, the way that people talk about them and where they are and their different customs and stuff. I would have liked to know a little bit more. Maybe had even just, like, a map, so I could kind of be like, oh, this kingdom is, like, from the north kind of thing, you know? Like, just that little bit of, like, well, this kingdom's kind of like this would have helped me a lot, because, like, when they're doing the differences between different kingdoms and how they interact or treat their women or dress or skin color or anything, it's just kind of like, all of these are nothing to me. You know? So just a little bit would have been nice. So yes, the three main characters basically that we follow the two girls mostly, Beatrice and her nemesis friend, Isbetta. And as a result, also her brother, Ianthe. That would be, like, the main focus of what's going on here, which works out nicely. So yeah, it unfolds in the same way that you would expect a Regency romance to, but also unfolds the same way that you would expect, like, subjugated women in a fantasy world where they have magic they can't use to also unfold. It would just, I was like, these are like opposite things that I don't think go together, but they went together so well. And this fantasy isn't like hugely complex, oh my god, you have to learn everything new kind of fantasy. It's, to me, who is not a huge fantasy reader, it does feel a little like baseline fantasy of like an international cosmopolitan city would be. You know? I don't know if I'm explaining that right. But yeah, that's it. It's nice that it's like building off of this world that a lot of people would already know things about, and then just like adding just enough that you're like, this is fantasy. This is nice. What's going on here? Oh, I like that. You follow along, and it's not like what's a heavy fantasy? It's not quite as heavy as Priory of the Orange Tree. Literally, it's smaller. So, yes, I likened Beatrice Claiborne to a magical version of Eloise Bridgerton. I really did. It was the, why should I have to get married? I want to do this instead. I want to explore. I want excitement, you know? It was that kind of thing, and that's very much felt. So, I mean, if you're a fan of Bridgerton and looking to maybe get into fantasy, this would be a really good starting point. It was a book club book, and you can see from the little seal, it was also Canada Reads 2021 selection. I've now read 4 out of the 5 Canada Reads 2021. Maybe one day I'll do a video ranking them. Yes. No. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, so like, it's gotten some attention, and World Fantasy Award winning author. So like, it's not just some bitch in her basement trying to write a series like My Cousin's Wife. Like, yeah, it's actually recognized and good. And I feel like it doesn't have a lot of international attention. I feel like most of the attention it got was probably because of Canada Reads. Not gonna lie. But, yeah, I fully enjoy it, and I love this cover. Like, look at this beautiful cover. There is another character I enjoy. Naughty? Natty? Naughty. I'm gonna say Naughty. I'm not giving anything away there. You'll have to read the book. They're delightful. I love them. Precious little cinnamon roll who wants to do violence. Love it. Okay. I don't know how much more I could possibly say about this. I mean, I said I loved it, but like, I can't fully explain why I loved it the way that I did. Because it also took me forever to read. But I think that maybe was just circumstance of me being tired preparing for like all this other stuff I had going on in personal life. You know, sometimes books are the thing that has to take the back seat, unfortunately. So yeah, on Goodreads, this has over 12,000 ratings. It works out to a 3.76. I couldn't really identify why when I was looking at reviews. I was like trying to look at some of like the lower reviews to be like, why did people not like this? But like the reasonings that people didn't like it were just like stupid things like they're not fantasy readers, but they read it for Canada Reads kind of thing. And I'm like, I'm not a horror reader, but I've read a lot of horror this year, and like, I can appreciate it for what it is without giving it a low review. Like, I don't know, it's just, there was some weirdness in the reviews that like I did not understand. They were like, I liked it, and then gave it 2 stars, and I'm like, what? So yeah, I don't really know what's going on in the review section of this book, unless it's just, you know, hate for the purpose of being hate. I don't know. There was, if you'll remember, even though I knew the end, there was a lot of, you know, LGBT in there. there is a touch in here of like a passing moment. I honestly thought I would get more. But yeah, it was sort of almost like an aside. An aside at the moment, but like I thought maybe the magic would be this kind of like women lesbian kind of thing going on, maybe like little covens and things, but like it's not like that. It was very much just like men run things and women exclude them, and like women are excluded by them, and yeah, the women aren't necessarily getting together to help each other out. And I was like, this is weird. I don't, like I said, it is very feminist, but yeah, some of it was just kind of odd to me. It didn't quite fit in with the rest. Once more, I don't know how to explain it. When I talk about fantasy, I'm just like, it was good. Like, I don't know why my brain is like unable to explain it's probably because I'm trying to explain without assuming that you know the plot and that you haven't read it, but I'm like telling you to read it, so like, I don't know. I guess I'm having a day. I'm sorry I'm having a day while filming this, but apparently I'm having a day. So, should you read The Midnight Bargain? Yes! A lovely work of Canadian fantasy. I'm into it. That being said, I looked up the other novels that she's written, and I was like, not so interested in that. It had a male protagonist, and I really do prefer female protagonists, not gonna lie. And so yeah, if she was to write another book in this world, fucking sign me up, I will pre-order that bitch. I don't think it would happen though. This does wrap up nicely for the characters in it. If there was another one set in this world, I feel like it would do the, Prior of the Orange Tree, like, was out, and then it had a prequel that was, like, the world-building kind of thing. What was it? The Day of Fallen Night? I feel like it might do that, where it's different characters. Or, like a whole new set of characters, but maybe these ones are kind of, like, on the fringes. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what you would do for that. But anyways, as it stands right now, I enjoyed it. I liked it. If there's no more, I live with it. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you around next time.